Hey! Can you believe we're talking about another Disney thing again? I swear I'm not not doing this on purpose. I swear I'm not gonna be a Disney-centric channel. I swear it's just that they have a lot of things to go. Anyways, this time we're gonna be talking about another failed Disney product. Shocker, I know. Raise your hand if you're surprised. You put that fucking hand down. Alright, now, just out of curiosity, what do we all think about when we say Disney mobile game? You're probably thinking of maybe Disney Emoji Blitz. That one's doing good. That one was popular. They added Zora. That was wild. Or Disney Heroes Battle Mode. They don't have Zora, but they have Judy Hops, just for you, the one in the back end. Or maybe Disney Tsum Tsum, the mobile game. Please tell me if you remember that, please. I need somebody else to know what that is. It was my favorite thing in the entire world. You know what? Maybe that'll be the next video. But no, we're not talking about none of those games because they still exist. But the games we are going to be talking about is Disney MirrorVerse. Don't know what that is? Good! You wouldn't be the first one. I feel like this was such a cool project, and barely enough people knew that it ever fucking existed, and it kind of makes me sad because it was so cool. All the designs for the characters were so pretty and awesome, and then Disney just kind of forgot about it for like 2 years, and when they saw it wasn't making them enough money, they were like, you see that one thing? Kill it, and then they shut down the game. Edge. So you're probably wondering, what do you mean? What happened to it? Why did it get shut down after such a short lifespan? Well, my dear viewers, listeners, whatever the fuck you're doing while watching this video, let me take you down the trip of this small rabbit hole of Disney MirrorVerse. You know what? Honestly, if I had a nickel for every time I became invested in a Disney product that Disney slowly abandoned over time, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? Wait a minute. That game is still ongoing and supported. Oh, well then. You know what? We're not talking about Dreamlight Valley today. You know, get that game out of here. That's another topic for another day. So how do we start with MirrorVerse? Well, let me take you back to the very first time I, and probably many people in this community, have ever saw this game, which was the announcement trailer that was on pretty big gaming channels like IGN and GameSpot, which for a Disney mobile game is fucking wild anyways. But within that trailer, it sort of highlighted the tone. It gave you like a small crumb of what you were gonna expect with this game, right? It was all dark, it looked cool, and it looked like that. You knew what the fuck this was. You knew this wasn't your typical Disney thing. You could tell that from the designs too. They tripped the fuck out of these characters. I should probably talk a bit about the designs, huh? I mean, it was kind of the main draw of why people even downloaded the game. But like that's gonna take a while. That, and I would like to save that for another tier list video. Who knows? Maybe I'll get Green back on to do it. Maybe I'll get someone else to do it with us. Or just me and a new person, you know? Sky's the fucking limit. Let me know if you want that. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the designs. I will talk about that, like a tiny smidge. They do look cool. I will not lie about that. Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a pink design, you know? And then you got people like Judy Hop, who's just kind of there. I mean, look. I know what you're gonna say. What about Tinkerbell? What about Anger? They both look the exact same. Yeah, well, Tinkerbell brought her astral fucking form here, and Anger doused himself in oil and walked through fire to be here, alright? And you're telling me all these people gotta do is put on a robotic, futuristic outfit, and that's it? Like, come on, give me something! Don't get me started on Raya. Back on topic. So let's talk about the trailer again. You get the gist of it. It looked cool. Everybody loved it. Everybody was like so excited for this game to come out. Everybody couldn't wait to play it. And then they found out it was a mobile game. Okay, I know how we all feel about mobile games, especially, you know, gotcha ones, which was what this one was, but it can't be that bad. Oh my fucking god. Why can you summon for so much shit? And you have to spend money on different currency for those shits! Okay, so, say what you will about gotcha games, right? Like, You got your Genshins, you got your Star Rails, you got your Woo-Wahs, you got your ZZZs, you got your Infinity Nickies. The script was written before the whole shit about Infinity Nikki, and maybe I'll talk about that too. You get the point. We all know what everybody has said about it, and all points are valid on either side. But I would like to throw my own 2 cents in here. Don't come at me. But I think since the Genshins and Star Rails and all that are catered to a more adult audience, I think it's fine in my book, you know? Because I think adults are smart and safe with how they spend their money. And I think as adults, you know what you should spend your money on and what you should not spend your money on. At least most adults should be. You think kids are smart with money? And look, I know MirrorVerse is catering to a more mature audience with the trailer and all that. But like, we're all not fucking stupid, right? We all know Disney's main demographic is children. Children are mainly gonna download this game. So like, what the fuck? I swear to God, your kid's gonna boot up that game and be like, oh, I want Jack Skellington, and then we're gonna get a situation with what happened with the Sonic Forces mobile games, where that kid spent all of his mother's life savings, or college savings, whatever it was, on that to summon just one character on that game. I am not joking about that, look it up, you know? This is also another reason why I will never have kids. Let's talk about the game, shall we? Now I wish I could show you my own gameplay of this game. But obviously I can't do that if the game's not existent anymore. So, what I've decided to do is I'll just put up a bunch of YouTube videos of people playing this game as background. Don't worry, I will credit them in the video and in the description of the video, so make sure to say thanks for recording this so that we have some evidence that this game existed. Alright, well, let's get into the story. So, the game was released on June 23rd, 2022. In standard game fashion, when you boot up the game, you get hit with the, you know, the story, the meat and potatoes. Why are we doing this? It's kind of basic story stuff, not gonna lie. You know, MirrorVerse was all in peace and tranquility until it fucking shattered and yada yada, all that saving bullshit. Mickey tries to fight off enemies, which are called the Shatters. That's a bit, get it? Because it's MirrorVerse and because mirrors! Anyways, he tries to fight off the Shatter. They become too much for him, and Mickey's like, oh fuck! And he has to call for help. And thus, the tutorial starts for this game. Oh! Rapunzel's the free unit on this game. Now, I know I said I wasn't gonna judge the designs and save that for another video, but I would like to point out this is supposed to be a mature, dark, and cooler setting for all these Disney characters, and they still found a way to give Rapunzel her frying pan as a weapon. I just thought I would like to point that out. Anyways, let's look at some gameplay! I swear, guys, this was cooler when you played it for yourself. I swear. Nothing too special has happened here. Again, it's a tutorial level. I don't think anything's supposed to... Oh shit, wait. Mickey finally joined in. And you can control him? Ah! Sweet! Another free character! And it's Mickey! Ah, that's so cool! Wait. Huh? Oh. You only get EXP for Rapunzel. Huh. You don't actually get Mickey, huh? Like, I get it. They gotta make you spend money on someone somehow, but like... You couldn't throw us a bone, Disney? You couldn't have given us Mickey for free? Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. You complete the tutorial, you get a free... summon? I don't know if them giving you all the shards to get a character counts as a summon, but... we're rolling with it. But hey! Another free unit! And it's Belle! Another poster child of the series, kind of. So you know what? That's neat. That's cool. Anyways, you do more story stuff with and levels with the two girlies, Rapunzel and Belle. You fight bad guys, and you get your third free character, Sully from Monsters, Inc. Who's kind of built like a brick. Again, you do all the missions, you do all the stories, and then you get your final free character, which is Chris Evans. I mean Buzz Lightyear. If you can't tell, I am not talking much about the story or levels, because the levels are kind of the same thing over and over again, and the story, I could not be bothered to give a fuck. Like, it's a cool story from when I first played it, but if I want to get like an inkling of the story again, I have to pause the videos and read through the cutscenes to get an inkling of what the story is, and I don't really want to do that. So, if you want to know what the story is, you could go through the videos yourself. I'm not doing that. I'm not spend that time for a game that's non-existent. What I can tell you about is the gameplay you're actually seeing right now. You basically take 3 guardians of your choosing. I always chose Donald Scrooge and either Goofy or Aladdin. No, I wasn't playing when they released Daisy, so I never got a chance to play as her. Which makes me sad, because I could have had a full duck squad, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, you choose your team, you go through 3 rounds of fighting minions until you get to the last section, where you either fight the minion boss or a shattered version of the Guardians. Oh yeah, the Disney characters are called Guardians, because they're guardians of the mirror thing. I don't know if I mentioned that. Bada bing, bada boom, you've done the quest. Now repeat that for every story quest mission for 2 acts with 6 chapters in each of them, and events for whatever characters were released at that time, and other modes in the games. You see why I don't want to go in depth with the story and the levels? It's too much! I can't do it! I can't! Let's move on to the next thing. Now, besides story mode, what else can you do? Well, you have Dangerous Dungeon, Rift Raids, Supply Runs, and Tower of Talents. Dangerous Dungeons was basically a roguelike mode. Think of the simulated universe in Honkai Star Rail. Okay, maybe like a tiny bit, like a tiny smidge, not too much, just like a little bit of it. Just like a little bit of Honkai. You take your guardians, you pick a difficulty, you run around the rooms, you fight enemies, you find items, bada bing, bada boom, you fight the enemy boss, and then you complete the dungeon. All for some stuff that you need to use to level up your characters and their skills. Rift Raids. Let's talk about those. Rift Raids was a mode that you can only unlock if you were in an alliance, because only the alliance leaders could start them. Can you imagine how funny that is? You're just like waiting for your alliance leader to start the thing. Hey, fucker, get up! What do you want? I'm trying to sleep. Dude, we've got like 5 days to finish the raids. And this is important. Why? Dude, you're the alliance leader. I need you to start that shit so I can get my rewards. Alright, fine. You don't gotta shout at me. Just give me a fucking second. God damn it. Wake me up at fucking 7 a.m. to start your stupid fucking shit. There. You happy now? Alright, thanks, dude. Or come on, bitches. We gotta go shatter some mirrors. Isn't like that the opposite of what we... I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Anyways, Rift Raids are simple. You work with your other members of your alliance and fight through maps of enemies to get to the boss, and then you defeat them, and then you get to the Gatekeeper, which is the ultimate boss, and then you get points and rewards for all of your alliance members. It's kind of like the guild thing in Cookie Run Kingdom now that I think about it. This game has a lot of modes that I could relate to other modes in games. Anyways. Supply runs, you just do fights that get you shit to level up your guardians. Just like the dungeons. Tower of Terror, that's the ride at Disneyland. Tower of Talents is where you take specific guardians and battle through 30, you got that right, 30 floors of enemies until you reach the tippity top and claim victory. And get rewards, I guess. And that's it. You're basically an expert on everything MirrorVerse. Wow, look at you go. Aha! I lied to you! That's not everything. There's a bunch of more shit. Come on, let me show you what Disney also did with this franchise. Because they thought it was going to be bigger than what it was now. Which is basically nothing now. But anyways, come on, let's go see the extra shit. Alright, now, besides the game, they also released a toy line. Which, honestly, look way too good to be, from a Disney gotcha game. I'll say that much. You're like, look at the painting and the detailing. Who made these toys? Holy shit, McFarlane toys? Huh. So, if you don't know, McFarlane Toys, a renowned toy company that makes the best figures, which includes, DC and Marvel. which honestly are pretty small brands. I don't blame you if you don't know what those are. I'm so original. But it's also owned by the world famous comic book writer, Todd McFarlane. You know, the guy who created Spawn? Yeah, I can't believe they sniped that deal either. Which, honestly, makes sense for why the figures look so good. They look straight out of the games, holy shit. Hold up a second, is that a Donald Duck figure? And a Scrooge McDuck? We're gonna save that for later. Anyways, let's move on to the other stuff. They also had a bunch of books. They made, like, guidebooks and art books, and even books to expand the universe. Which are only, like, 2 of them. One being a book about Snow White, and the other being a manga about Belle. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why just those 2? Well, because I think that's the only thing they got to be able to plan before Disney pulled the plug on MirrorVerse, because if you see these, it looked like they were gonna release more, but they never did. So, that's that. Now, am I gonna buy the books and give you a summary of basically what happened in either of them? No! I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't give a shit about the story at this point. It's dead. But, you know, from what Amazon gives us, it's basically just a backstory for both of these characters on how they became, you know, guardians of the Mirrorverse and all that hoo-ha. And yeah, I think that's all of them. At least from what I can see on the Wikipedia page and Amazon. Hold up a second, they had a TCG? Anyways. That's basically everything that came out of this game and universe that Disney gave us. You see what I mean when I say it seemed like they had more planned for this? So, if they released all this stuff, why did the game shut down? That is answered in one question: disinterest. So, it all started out great, right? People loved MirrorVerse, they played it a lot. Devs were updating the game constantly. Everybody was having a grand old time. Until we weren't. No, I don't know when it started, I don't know how it started, but suddenly there felt like a shift from the account, or from the devs, because all they posted on their social medias was just the same shit over and over again. I mean, look at this, I'm not lying, that's true. But like, why? And the answer to that question is, I don't fucking know. I would be so real. Probably something to do with the higher ups at Disney, but what I can tell you is that the fans were not very happy that their game was not getting the updates and shit. So you know what fans do when they're mad and they lose interest in a game? They uninstall that shit. And that's what happened. If you were there for those dark ages, I fucking salute you. I couldn't do it. I was like, there's nothing new about this game. Well, I'm gonna go play Honkai Star Rail. I don't think Honkai Star Rail was released when it came out. Maybe I was playing Cookie Run Kingdom. Anyways, when people uninstall the game, it means nobody's playing your game, or not the same amount of people that was playing your game is playing your game. So, on September 17th, 2024, 2 years after the game was released, the devs announced the sunsetting of this game that was scheduled on December 16th, 2024. Yep, a whole 2 years this game got to live. You know what sucks even more? They didn't even announce it on their social medias. Legit, I didn't even know the game was shutting down until I talked to my baby cousin because she was still playing the game. And she told me, and I was like, what? And so I looked it up, and yep, it was on the website. And also on the game if you logged into it. That decision to not post about it on their social medias or anything like that, it boggles my mind that nobody was like, hey, we should post something about this. No, they just made an announcement in-game and on their website. Which, like, it shows you how much they cared about their player base, I'll tell you that much. Speaking of their social accounts, I think the last post was about Beast and Elsa. About some shit about those characters, I don't know. And I think the only way people found out that this game was shutting down was because of the comments on that post of people either begging the devs not to shut down this game, or people being mad at the devs for shutting down the game. Again, if I have to go to the comment section of your account or of your posts to get news that the game is shutting down. We have a big problem. I feel like I should say this. This is a big reason why I made the new emo video. It's a big reason why I'm making this video. It's a big reason why I probably will make other videos like this. And it's to show that there were people that actually give a damn about this stuff. People were actually emotionally invested in this game. Cause like, obviously it's a cool concept. They took your favorite Disney characters, plopped them in a more serious and dark tone. Take a shot every time I say dark tone. And it looked cool. Everything about it looked cool. Why was Woody built like that? And, you know, the disinterest from Disney, the disinterest from the devs, caused the player base to also have disinterest in it. And, you know, if you're gonna have a live service game or a gacha game, you have to have people be interested in the game. And it just sucks Disney couldn't keep the hype for this game, because this concept was really cool. I hope they do something else with MirrorVerse. Finish the rest of that book line. I'll tell you, I'll actually fucking read it if they do. If they make another manga, I'll fucking read it. I'll read The Bell and whatever the other manga is. But until then, that's a chapter closed on Disney MirrorVerse. God rest his soul. Their soul. Fuck. What can we learn from this? Don't let your game lose interest in a year. Anyways, but that's my hot take, you know? That's my thoughts on the whole thing. MirrorVerse. 07's in chat. It was great while it lasted. It made great memories. Why is Genie built like a brick? Anyways, what are your thoughts about Disney MirrorVerse? Do you think they should have done more? Did you play the game? Who are your favorite Guardians? Tell me. If you want. I still cannot legally tell you what to do. Anyways, I've been CC Lars. These have been my familiars Rexford and Camus. And I'll see you next time when I have something else to ramble about. Peace.